All right. Maybe you had a couple of months to process the loss, and I just kind of wanted to ask you, thinking back now, how did you feel about your performance? How did you feel about that result?
I was happy with my performance. Obviously, not the result that we wanted, but I'm a big believer, and my team is a big believer, that every opportunity is an opportunity to learn and develop, and we definitely, have a lot to work on. But I've only been in the sport for 5 years, and I think the fact that I've gotten to the point that I am within 5 years, like, I'm kind of excited for the next 5.
Yeah, no doubt. I know you're not somebody that likes to make excuses or anything like that, but there's the layoff. We talked about it a lot. I mean, do you think that had any impact on your performance that night?
No, not at all. I think Holly and her team had a great game plan. That's the way to beat me, or that was the way to beat me. They stuck to the game plan, and it worked. And she was able to execute. This is the whole name of the game. She did what she had to do to get the job done, and we've identified that the spots that we need to work on, and we're working on that all the time.
Did you feel any pressure that night? I mean, it seemed like there were a lot of expectations kind of placed on you.
Not really, because at the end of the day, there was no point in believing all the expectations unless I, put on the performance that I needed to. And yes, I am happy with how I performed. It, I'm my own worst critic. There's obviously things that I can do better. I feel like I definitely showed that I belonged, and think that's the real important thing.
So what has been the focus since? Is it wrestling basically, or?
Well, that's the thing is people don't realize I do have good ground game, I do have good jiu-jitsu, but it is really hard when someone's just holding onto you. So it's really hard to kind of initiate those scrambles when someone is kind of just holding onto you and not letting you move because they're just trying to win points, and that's fine. That's a great game plan. It's MMA. You don't have to always hit someone to win, but we're definitely working on, really it's more of sense of urgency, particularly on the feet. Once we do enter the clinch and the wrestling standards, and having a sense of urgency to either us go for the takedown or creating distance, striking, and then getting back in.
So what do you want to do as far as your career right now? I mean, is it one of those where you want to book a fight as soon as possible so that you can get that taste out of your mouth, or is it let's take some time and let's develop and let's improve?
I think a bit of both. I did have a long time off, so I definitely don't want to go too long without a fight. I definitely fighting is my passion. I love fighting, and I definitely want to have a little bit of time to develop and stuff like that. But I would love to fight in Adelaide. I haven't fought in Australia in 4 years, so that would be an amazing experience for me to go home and fight in front of my family, my friends, my people. But I honestly will fight whenever, whoever. I really don't care. I just love to fight, and I want to book a fight. Mick.
Get it done.
Yes.
Are there any opponents that make sense for you?
I don't care. You know what? If they had come to me and been like, "We want you to fight Chris next," I would have fought Chris. I really don't care. We would have been ready for whoever, and hopefully they brought out the Ultimate Fighter season, so hopefully we can maybe get somebody from there, or if they bring in, let's sign some featherweights that are maybe an Invicta. Let's build a division.
What do you think about Amanda moving up to challenge for the title? What do you think about that fight?
I think it's going to be a really competitive fight. Amanda hits hard for the bantamweight division, and I think that's going to transfer across when she comes up. She's undefeated at featherweight, so she fought a long time at 145 pounds before she dropped. I think stylistically, Chris and Amanda are very similar. They're strikers, and they've got heavy leg kicks, heavy striking, so it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to watch that.
Do you think that the fact that the UFC did a season of The Ultimate Fighter for featherweights pushes your chances to get back into title contention, or doesn't affect at all?
I don't really care. Whether they want me to fight once, twice, 3 times, or they want to put me right into title contention. I'm here to fight. I'm here to, put on great performances. my coach said it really great. If I'm in a boring fight, it's not because of me. Like I always go out to, try and finish my opponent, put on exciting fights, and that's what I love to do. So whether I'm in title contention or not, I don't care, because eventually I'm going to get the title, and I know that.
Does it feel different to be in fight week to watch your coach? Because, well, we know that you're rooting for James Straus later.
Yeah, well, I watched his last fight in St. Louis, so I came up on weigh-in day and watched him, and I always get really nervous when a lot of my teammates fight. It's weird, I don't get nervous for my own fights, but I see how much effort they put in. Like, I care about them. This is even though this is an individual sport, we need a team to be able to get there, and I just want them to do really well, so I get really nervous for when James fights.
Right. Cool. Thank you, Mick. Appreciate it.
No problem.